Hey, everybody, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia. Hello.
And I'm the podfather of gaming, Stephen Bonacore.
Welcome to Board Game Breakfast. We are back. We are, I don't know, we're in two different states. We're in warm Florida, and Mr. Bonacore is in cold New York.
Very cold and gray Niagara Falls, New York. Lovely, beautiful Niagara Falls, New York.
Is there still ice on the waterfall, or is it gone?
Funny thing is, we did not go to look at the falls yet. I'm going to go look at the American side. I'm not even going to try
You've been there almost a week.
Half the week, yeah. What is today? Thursday? Yeah, almost a week. We got here last Friday. We're not going over. We decided just not to. It's not as hard to go over now. You can get over. You got to fill out a form on an app and stuff like that. But the weather's been cold. It has been really cold. So we're gonna just take a walk the American side probably today or tomorrow to see. I'll leave you a report then. But it's been dreary too. It has snowed. No accumulation snow, but it has snowed up here. It's crazy.
Well, folks, I know Z loves the snow. He's jealous. Yeah, lots of stuff going on, folks. We have lots of videos and things going up today and tomorrow. But here we are for breakfast. We got a lot of interesting news. We got a game show for you. So I feel like there's something I should be talking about, but I can't talk about Dice Tower East because it's sold out. So what?
The first thing of news is Dice Tower news stuff, but let's wait to the news.
Yeah, we'll wait because the game show is next. But before that, contributors.
Hi, I'm Jordan, and I'm here to talk about a game to play on a weeknight, and a game that I think is really fun. This one plays, I think it plays two, but it's probably better with more players. This is Court of Miracles. This is a new one from Lucky Duck Games. I think they're bringing over from somewhere over in Europe, and it's from some designers I don't know, but it was developed by the team Antoine Bauza, Ludovic Maublanc. Those are some famous designers that you might know, and they were part of the development team of this one. And so in this game, you are a gang of beggars trying to rise up against the French government and take control of the city. And to do so, you're going to have these little discs that have value on them and some sort of power. And you're going to be placing those face down on different sectors of the city. Whenever you place them down in the different sectors, you're going to be able to take some sort of action. Maybe collect money, maybe move a token somewhere else, maybe take control over something, that kind of thing. You're going to be able to take these actions once you're placing them. And once 3 of those tokens are in a sector, it's going to cause some sort of conflict between the different players. You're going to flip them all over. Whoever has the highest value of the beggars is going to take control of that sector, and you put a control token on there, and you're trying to get out all of your control tokens. The first person to do that wins the game. And it's that really interesting kind of combination between kind of that area majority in those areas, but also the worker placement as you're trying to make sure that you are collecting your money appropriately, but also controlling, jockeying for the different positions on the board. And it just kind of comes together really well. The box says 40 minutes. So when I'm talking about a weeknight game, 40 minutes is fantastic. And you could even teach this and play in under an hour. It is very quick. When it says 40 minutes, that is not like an undersell where they're just trying to get you, oh yeah, play. It'll only take like 2 hours and you're there for like the whole day. It says 40 minutes and it really does only take 40 minutes. So that's Court of Miracles from Lucky Duck Games. I'm Jordan. Thanks.
This is a segment where we take a look at a board game based on an IP. I tell you if the IP and the mechanisms match. Today we're looking at Elf on the Shelf Present Pile Up. Each player starts the game with 5 presents, and you'll start out on the start spot. On your turn, you'll roll the dice, and you'll move that number of spaces, then you'll do whatever is on the space. A lot of these allow you to either gain or subtract from the presents, but the fun ones are the ones that say toss. They allow you to put a present into the catapult, and you try to get it in the sleigh. If you get it into the sleigh, then you have one less present you need to deliver. If you miss, then it comes back into your supply in the next player's turn. Once you get rid of all of these into Santa's sleigh, you would go around the board until you got to this location. Once you get here, you can make your way up the track to sit on Santa's sleigh. The first person to get to Santa's sleigh and have no presents is the winner of the game. No, the IP does not match this game at all. First of all, Elf on the Shelf is an elf placed on a shelf to spy on your kids, report back to Santa Claus whether he's good or not. There's nothing in the lore of Elf on the Shelf that says they help pile up Santa's sleigh to go. So right there, boom, the IP and the mechanisms don't match. Why are they using a silly contraption? Why are you using dexterity and roll and move? No. This is a kind of a cash-in type of game. Nothing here. The IP mechanisms don't match, and it's not a good game. Complete miss. Elf on a Shelf needs to get back on that shelf and report to Santa that they brought us a bad game for Christmas.
All right, everybody, let's jump into a game show, shall we? I'm going to be giving these two characters here a category, and they are going to quickly jot down 4 things that tie into that category. You in the audience, by the way, I want you to type something in the comments as well, one thing that ties into that category. They are going to be attempting to either match you or not match anybody, and they don't have to tell me that up front. As soon as anybody's done and they've got 4 things written down, they'll say, done, put their pencil down. I'm going to give them 1 point for being done first, just a little bonus. And then we are going to compare their entries to yours and award some points. Different scoring based on if they were trying to match you or not match you. So here we go. Let me make sure there's going to be a slight delay from the audience, but that's okay. I'm going to do this to give myself a line of know where I should stop looking. There we go. So, guys, do we understand what we're doing? Do you get it?
I got to match or not match, one or the other, and give 4 answers. Got it.
That's right. Exactly right. So,
I'm so smart.
Here we go. We're going to do this nice and easy. We're going to start with this one. I want you to write down 4 Stefan Feld games. Go.
Oh, boy.
I don't want to match Bonacor.
No.
Bonacor won't count. You won't look at each other's stuff.
Oh, God.
I'm having a hard time
I know, and he's got 100
remembering any of them, actually.
I got 1 down.
All right, I'm done.
Did you get
Okay,
4?
you have a point. Yes, he cannot say he's done until he gets 4. Yes.
I wrote 4 down. I wrote Catan, Ticket to Ride, Carcassonne,
What are you talking about?
and Monopoly.
Why?
Why am I? Yeah, but that's not fair. You didn't even try to. If you really did that.
No, I didn't do that. Why would I have done that? I thought you have to write answers to the question.
Yeah,
You can't
do.
write wrong answers.
You do. I only have. I can't think of 4 of them. Go ahead. I'm done.
Okay, there
I'm
we
done.
go. All right. So I put a little line in the comments, folks. That just means I'm only looking at the ones above that. There are 10 different entries above my line. Okay. So now before we jump into it, Tom, I would like to know from you, were you trying to match the audience or not match the audience?
I was trying to not match.
Okay. Bonacor, were you trying to match or not match?
Match.
Match. All right, here we go, guys. So again, I'm going to read these off, the entries from the audience. There should be 10 distinct ones. And if you were trying to match...
That's not good for me. There's so many.
It's very... Right. But your score possibility is much higher.
Got it.
If you are trying to not match. All right, so here we go. Again, if you're trying to match, check that off. If you were trying to not match and you did, cross that out or however you want to do it. So here we go. Oracle of Delphi. Trajan. Castles of Tuscany. Bora Bora. Aquasphere. Notre Dame. Bonfire. Amerigo. Castles of Burgundy, which I haven't talked about yet, and Coco Pelli.
I didn't realize people were going to be trying to pick more obscure ones. Thanks a lot, audience.
So what did you get, Tom?
So I wrote Aquasphere and Bora Bora, so those were both matches, unfortunately. The other two I wrote were Luna and Rum and Pirates. You know, nobody wrote Rum and Pirates. Nobody
wrote Rum and Pirates. Luna almost got caught. All right, so there we go. And Bonacor, how many matches did you have?
Two matches, Trajan and Aquasphere.
Okay, so for matching, if you tried to match, you get points 1-1. Okay, so you got 2 matches, you get 2 points. I'm going to give you your 2 points right now. If you were trying to not match, it's triangular scoring. So 1, 3, 6, 10 points. And there's 2 you didn't, that you were able to have be unique, Tom, right?
Yeah.
You're getting 3 points. That means right now, because Tom got the bonus point, Tom has 4 total. Bonacor has 2 total.
So no one said Bruges. I should have said Bruges. I just thought that would be.
Nobody said Bruges, at least of the ones I caught again, right? Because at some point I just cut people off.
I didn't want to look things up, but I was really tempted to put the name of the new Queen ones, because I bet no one knows those names yet. But I couldn't remember any of them.
Yeah, sure.
Can we go for names of beers or something like that, or
Well, how about this one? This is one for you, Bonacor. This one's for you. You ready for this?
Yeah.
All right. This next one is, I want you to write down 4 Lord of the Rings characters.
Oh, that's so interesting. Okay.
Don't forget to tell me done when you're done. And folks in the comments, just one, please. Just write 1. Just 1, please.
Done.
Boy.
Okay, Bonacor, you have a point.
That was for me. That's kind of nice of you.
Tom, wrap this up.
I'm done. I'm sorry.
All right, there we go. All right, so before we start again, I will ask you, Bonacor, what were you trying to do? Match or not match?
I did go match. I probably should have struggled and gone not match.
So you went for the low hanging.
I went for the low hanging fruit because I'm not smart.
I did not match again.
Oh, did he really? I can't wait for this.
Well, there's like a billion characters. All right.
Do you got like cheer down or something like that? That would have been good.
Here's what we've got. Get ready to write these down or to mark your own papers here.
Right.
Boromir, Galadriel, Aragorn, Gimli. That's 4.
Oh my God.
Beorn, Samwise, Frodo.
Yay.
Saruman. And 2 more. Radagast and Gollum.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't Bjorn from Hobbit? But I guess it all counts. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, sort of counts, I guess. Oh my goodness.
All right, how do we do?
I went for the low-hanging fruit, and I still got 1.
What did you write?
1?
What did you write?
I got Frodo. I wrote Gandalf. Nobody said Gandalf. I said Elrond. Elrond. And I said Legolas. Like, everyone loves Legolas. Guy could do anything.
You got hosed on that one. Get hosed on that.
Audience, you're doing it to me on purpose at this point. On purpose. They're trying.
All right, Bonacor, you have 1 point right now then for that match. And Tom, you went for distinct.
I think. Well, I wrote Boromir, which was matched. So then I wrote the Balrog.
Yes.
I wrote Mary.
Yes, the horse. Very good.
Mary. I just said Mary.
Fatty.
Fatty was almost caught. Gollum was my 10th entry. Right after that was Fatty Bolger.
Fatty Bolger, baby.
Oh man!
So you just missed it.
I don't
All right,
even
so how
know
many-
that character, except he's the 5th playable character if you play the Lord of the Rings game from Reiner Knizia. You
That's
play the
right.
4 hobbits, and then there's Fatty.
Fatty,
He's the best.
they met him on the way out of the Shire. He didn't join. Yeah, he could have joined.
I had to say it's
All right,
funny.
so Tom, you got 3 then that didn't match.
I did.
All right, that's 6 points. That's going to bring you up to 10. So, Bonacor, you're at 4 points right now. Tom has 10 points. I would suggest, Bonacor, if you're feeling brave, that you maybe try
unmatched.
to go for distinct instead of the same. Yeah.
All right.
All right, here
Boy,
we go, guys.
I blew it on that one.
Here we go. So, this next one is, I want you to write down 4 Broadway musicals. Go.
Wow.
See, I don't know if I want to try to match or not match because obviously the audience is just they're trying to write down obscure stuff now.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they're doing whatever they want, I assume.
So what if my strategy is to write 4 very popular musicals and then say I'm not matching?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's tempting.
I'm losing my place here. There you go. All right.
Okay. I'm gonna do it. Okay. All right.
I'm done.
Okay. you
I
got
was
the
done.
point,
I was
Tom.
done. I was done before you. I wrote the 4. I just forgot to say done.
Oh,
Done.
Tom has the point. How about that?
You giving him the point? No, me point.
I'm giving him the point. Who was the first person to say done?
I forgot to say done. I had
You're
I
done.
concede.
4 written.
I concede the point to
I forgot
Bonacor.
that
Fine.
he sees the
Fine.
point because that was very noble of you. I really was
Fine.
done. I
You
put the
know
pen
what?
down.
Okay, so I'll give
Forgot.
Tom his 10 points then, and I'll give you your 1 bonus point. So right now, Tom's at
Pity
10.
point.
You're
Call it
at
a pity
5, Bonacor. You're at 5. All right, here we go, guys. I'm curious what you tried to do. Tom, did you try to match or go distinct?
I'm still doing distinct. It's more fun.
Okay,
It is, but
Bonacor.
it's- I did match again.
Match again. Here we go, guys. Are we ready?
I figure people don't know musicals as much as like Lord of the Rings. Then they really picked obscure things. But go ahead.
All right, here we go. Cats.
Yep.
The Lion King. Phantom of the Opera.
Mm,
Oklahoma.
yes.
Wicked. Hamilton.
Oh.
Guys and Dolls. West Side Story. Spider-Man. And Hair.
That is hilarious that someone put Spider-Man. Hilarious. That is
Pretty
a deep
amazing.
cut.
Spider-Man turned out
That's
the light.
a
or whatever
real
that's
deep
called.
cut.
There,
I think
again,
that
it's
play
a
cost
mix
them
of
$9
really.
million.
I like that 10. 10 gives me enough of a spread where you got really obvious stuff like Cats was written like 6 times. But then somebody says Spider-Man. So, all right. So, Bonacor, how many of those were mentioned?
I got Cats in Oklahoma. Oklahoma.
All right. You have 2 points. Tom,
Well, I
What do
wrote
you got?
Wicked and Lion King, so those were both matched. But I was not matched on Matilda or
What?
Mary Poppins.
Tilda,
Matilda.
and Mary Poppins. Very good. So,
Matil-
Tom, that is 3 points for you.
I gotta ask my resident expert on Broadway shows about: is Matilda a Broadway musical? Oh, she said yes. Sugar.
All right. So, Bonacor, you have 7. You have 7
It's actually
points.
a
Tom
very
has
good one,
13.
Bonacor.
I never
It's a
heard of
very
it.
good one.
Matilda.
Do you know there's also a School of Rock musical? It's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I do know that. I've
You're
seen.
just a Bill. That's a good one.
No, that's
right, never
not.
That's not a very good joke, Tom. Don't laugh at that.
No,
Here we
I
go.
like that. That's a good joke for me. I like that one.
All right, guys. So again, Bonacor sitting at 7. Tom has 13. Let's go to. I want you to write down 4 candy bars. Write down 4 candy bars.
Ooh. Dabba-dabba-dabba-dabba-doo. Remember I took that picture of the candy bars thing, Z? And now I can't remember anything on it.
Done.
Okay, you have a point. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right.
9,
Done.
10. All right, so Bonacore did get the point on that, so you're at 8 right now. All right, guys, let's hear it. Did we go for matching or not matching?
Not matching.
Not matching.
There we go. There's a risk taker.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and count these down. There's a lot of obvious ones, a couple of outsiders, but mostly middle of the road stuff. So let's see how well you did here. So we've got Snickers, Milky Way, Mr. Goodbar, Take 5, Snickers again, Mars Bar, Heath, Bounty, Kit Kat, Almond Joy, and Arrow.
4 out
All right,
of
so what did
4
you
not
get?
match. Me first?
One?
I have 4.
You got them all? What did you write?
I read $100,000 bar, Crunch Bar, Hershey Special Dark, and Butterfingers.
That's pretty good. Okay, Tom, what did you write?
Well, they got me on Almond Joy, but no one got Mounds. And then I wrote Three Musketeers, which I thought was lucky. I squeezed that one through. And whatchamacallit?
Oh, that's a
So you
weird
got
one.
3 of them then?
Yeah.
I obviously like my
Alright, so you
candy
both-
bars.
You both went for distinct. Tom, Bonacore got all 4. So again, that's 1, 3, 6, 10 points. So Bonacore gets 10. Tom, you get 6, right? So Bonacore, that brings you up to 18 points. And Tom, you get 6, which brings you to 19 points.
Woo! Look at that.
You guys are very close right now. Bonacore with 18, Tom with 19.
Well, good game, everybody.
All right.
Let's move on. No?
Oh, nice, nice. Very. Here we go. Let me give you 1 or 2 more of these. This next one, you guys should both know. You're board game guys. Here we go. I want you to write down 4 deck building games.
All right.
He's at 18, yeah. Bonacore is at 18, yeah. Yeah, 18 to 19 right now. Not what he's done yet. Okay. Both trying so hard, folks. The intensity is palpable. Palpable. Wow, you guys are deep in thought right now.
Done.
Done, baby. He just tied it up. All right. Come on, Vassal.
I'm really struggling here. My mind has gone completely blank.
What's it like to be a board game reviewer? Who can't think of board games, but knows his candy bars? Are you ashamed of yourself yet, sir?
Yeah.
All right, I'm good.
There we go. All right. Here we go. Snickers, Twix. Let me find it. There we go. All right, so what did you guys go for? I'm assuming distinct, both of you.
Yeah, no match.
Yes, same.
Okay, everybody wants the big points now. All right, let's do it, guys. 10 of these. A Few Acres of Snow.
Oh, my word.
Wow.
Somebody, that was the first one, mind you. A Few Acres of Snow. Dominion, Ascension, Thunderstone, Star Realms, Quest for El Dorado, Clank, Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle. Fort.
What?
Just 5, 6, 9, and I need one more different. Mage Knight was the 10th different one. There we go. All right. So what do we got?
4. I got
Bonacor.
4.
What did you write down?
I did Core Worlds, Nightfall, Dominant Species, Thunderstone. Oh, Thunderstone was on there.
So,
okay,
yeah.
so 3 I got.
Dominant Species is not a deck builder.
Oh, it's not? Wait.
Not even
What was I
close.
Okay, I was thinking
All
of
right,
something else. So
then you got 2 Bonacor. Then
it doesn't count. I agree. I'm thinking of something else that's like that. But
What was the second one you said? Oh, Nightfall. That's a good one.
Nightfall. That's the old.
He
AG.
wants someone to bring that one back.
That was
game.
a good call there. Tom, what did you say?
I wrote Thunderstone because I couldn't think of a fourth one. Then I wrote Arctic Scavengers, Hero Realms. I got lucky on that one. And Rune Age. No one plays Rune Age.
Rune Age, yes.
There's a reason for that.
So this is a close one, guys. Also, who was? Bonacor was done first. I already gave you your point.
Right.
So unfortunately, Bonacor. Then you got 2 Bonacor, which means 3 points. Puts you at 22. But Tom got 3 different ones on that, giving him 6 points, which brings him to 25. And that is the game. So 25 points for Tom. 22 points for you, Steven Bonacor. You did manage to come back there. You were trailing quite a bit. You did a slam dunk of getting all 4 different ones once and brought you from what, like 8 to 18? So
the candy bar was huge for me, and I completely lost my way with Lord of the Rings. I should have gone no match.
You should have gone. That was a softball for you, man.
That was a softball. You threw me a soft pitch, and I bunted it. That was bad.
You went you went soft on me there. You really should have come through on that one.
Instead of hitting the home run, I bunted. And any more sports analogies you want to make here? No, just move on.
During the 5th quarter, you really struck out by not hitting the net with the you messed up.
The thing.
All right, everybody, that's going to do it for this game. Congratulations to Tom. Thank you, everybody in the comments. Let's keep on rolling.
Hello Proti, here your Romanian content creator, and today I will continue my series where I will talk about a specific part of a game, and today we will talk about Origins First Builders. Origins First Builders is a dice worker placement where the value is important, and at every end of the turn when you take your dice back, the value goes up because the people that are the dice got more experienced in that, and it is restricted where you can go with specific dice because of the number that you have to place there for being able to make a specific action, which is interesting. And the point that I wanted to discuss is in the moment where you place those dice to make different abilities, you can go on the military track, can go on 3 temples which are giving you points and some specific cards with some special abilities, or you can go to build your city, which every building gives you some specific abilities or points and so on. So it's interesting. You can go more directions to gather points to be the one with the most points at the end. But what I want to talk about is at every beginning of the game, randomly you will pick 3 cards, 1 for each temple that is in the game, and the person that at the end of the round is upper on that specific temple will get that specific card. And I always like the card Cancer here, which is if it comes up in a game, I'm always going for it because I like it, because I can make my strategy around it. What's happening here is usually you have to buy or hire people to put them on your bases for the specific persons, for the free man. But if you have this card, if you pass and you have a free space, you can get for free a die from the tableau or from the gathering area of dice that you have available from the dice market. And it's really interesting because then you can ignore a bit that part. You can keep that card so that you can refill every time when you need with the citizens. And this is making your strategy a bit around it. And I really like it. And I think it's an interesting one. And when I see it, I always go for it. But there are other cards which are powerful too. It's just something that I like and I wanted to mention here. So this is what I wanted to talk about, Origins First Builders. Have a nice breakfast.
Hey Hey, everybody, let's take a break here and take a look real quick at this game, Paradox Initiative. This is on Kickstarter right now. In fact, we have a link to the description of this game. It's a remake of an older game, Paradox, which I've done a review on it. And we played it live during the Spring Spectacular, but we're doing an artist reveal today. And so we're going to show off art. Now, I got to apologize, folks, to you, because after today, who cares about the rest of the artists? Because we're taking a look at my favorite artist, Vincent Dutrait. So what this project is it's bringing together a whole bunch of artists. Each artist is doing their own planet. And so we have the past, present, and future, which I have completely in a wrong order. So Vincent Dutrait is my favorite board game artist. I have no idea how he manages to put out so much good art. Some of his art I love. I like his stuff from Museum. He does some of the best board game covers, Treasure Island. Really fantastic stuff. And you can see that here. I mean, this just makes me happy to look at it. So you see the happy family here, and then the guy got old over the course of years. Vincent Dutrait stuff, he gives me almost a Norman Rockwell vibe with how he draws pictures. And so there you go. That's another artist for Paradox. Each day over the next weeks, you're going to see another artist reveal. So check it out, Paradox Initiative. Let's keep moving.
Hey, it's Oliver, and last time I was on the Dice Tower, I talked about how I really love small games. But sometimes I just really have to get out a big, honker game, and I have to play it, and it just captures my imagination. And one game in particular that I like to play the most that is big is literally big, Roll Player. It's very heavy too. This game is a fantasy game where you're making your D&D character. Not technically D&D, but D&D in my head. And it's a dice manipulation and dice drafting game. And it is really awesome. It's actually the most game I've tricked out with gold coin or metal coins, if you will. And all the expansions and the big box. And a few things I like are the Monsters and Minions expansion. The other expansion I don't like quite as much, but this one allows you to fight monsters, and it is so cool. And I really think you guys will love it because you can fight very nasty looking monsters. I can tell you that. And also I like how you can do the dice. It's in a grid and you have to get a certain amount of number of dice in the grid, or a certain amount of number in the line. It's kind of confusing and when I explain it, but when you hear it from anyone that reviews games, then you will understand. But if you want to see an unboxing for this game, then go check out Codes Nanotype, my channel. And with that, have a good breakfast.
Everybody, let's take a look at the news. First of all, the Dice Tower 15th Annual Gaming Award nominations were announced. We did it last week in the Spring Spectacular, but we also just posted a video a couple days ago where you can just go look at them yourself. They're also on our website. We'll be playing and, working on the voting for the final of these. That will be announced in the Spring Spectacular, which is the third week of July. So that's congratulations to all the nominees, and you can see them on the website. So there's a really good spread. Like we said in the video, it doesn't really matter at this point, in my opinion, who wins. You can play any of each of the slate of nominees and have a great time.
Absolutely.
All right. Asmodee has launched the Unbox Now board game label, which is essentially their version of calling games welcoming games or gateway games. That's kind of what this is. It's like, hey, we went out and spent a lot of money to buy all the most popular games in the world, and now we're putting them all in one line. I'm not kidding. That's what they're doing. That's what they did and are doing.
Well, yeah, that's a very cynical way of putting it, but
that's not cynical. I mean, They bought these games and they're putting them in a line. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. That's what they did.
They went out and they bought these great games, and they're telling new gamers that these are games that have sold 1 million copies each and have won 140 awards at least. That's part of what they're doing here. And these are the ones you could key on as a new gamer. And I think that they're pretty darn good ones that they've obviously put in this line.
Oh, I don't know. I don't disagree. I think that's good. I mean, right. I was looking at this picture here and I was like, where's Ticket to Ride? But Ticket to Ride is also on this list.
Yeah.
As is Seven Wonders and a couple other games.
Seven Wonders Duel.
I just don't know how useful is this brand. I don't mean that. I mean, like, who's going to look at this brand and go, oh, I should buy these? Most of the games that are on this level are bought because of word of mouth anyway.
True. I think maybe this is a really good way a retailer can do this. They can take these games and say the Unbox It Now line. And if somebody comes in, so like, I don't know, my I want to get a game for my grandson, and boom. And they say, like, these are the biggest games in the industry, and these are the ones that people are focused on. So all of these are good. I think it's a great idea for them. Is it going to have an impact? Well, these games sell like 1 million copies a year. Well, not quite, but it's going to be, it's an interesting way of presenting them. I think
someday I'm going to do a top 10 popular games not owned by Asmodee. But
that's actually a good list.
It's going to take me years to figure that out because it's so hard.
I'm going to do a top 10 Unbox Now games. It's going to take me.
Which one will you leave out?
All right. Jumping to Asmodee's competitor, Hasbro. Hasbro has bought, or they're about to, or they're in the process of purchasing D&D Beyond, which is a digital role-playing game owned by, is it Curse
Fandom.
LLC? No. Fandom. They're buying it from Fandom, right. So they bought it for $146.3 million. I always wonder how they come to these points when the amounts are this large, but who knows?
So I play D&D 5th edition online, and D&D Beyond, excuse me, is their way of keeping track of your character, creating the character, keeping track of the character, and the DM has, a separate part of D&D Beyond that they use for the whole game system to run it when you're online mostly. It's fantastic. I mean, without it, you have to own 1 million books, and it would be so much harder to not to have this system. So I'm in love with D&D Beyond, and I actually thought Hasbro actually owned it because it's all of D&D there, all the logos, all the stuff. Obviously, it was licensed from Hasbro, so now Hasbro's picking it up. I'm sure they'll even make it better, an amazing product, even better. So cool.
I find it interesting why you say that, since I've seen Hasbro make many games worse. Why would you say that? You are assuming they're making it better. Have you bought a Hasbro game recently? Because I have, and they suck. I just want to be really clear on that.
Fair enough on that comment. But which part of Hasbro are we talking about here? We're talking about the good part of Hasbro, which is WotC, right? Wizards of the Coast, and their digital stuff is really good.
I think
that's the hobby stuff.
They might be. When you say the good part, you're not talking about you mean the better quality stuff. I wouldn't necessarily call WotC good.
No, I mean they're the quality.
They feed off the addictions of human beings with a collectible card game.
Well, they're maybe, but their D&D and their Magic the Gathering are hobby games, and this falls. So it's Hasbro as the umbrella company buying D&D Beyond, but really this is going to fall into WotC's side because they own D&D. So I think this is a good thing. WotC will now develop it. And by the way, we did report on the president of Hasbro now is the guy who was running the D&D, the WotC division. So who knows? Maybe we'll see some better stuff out of Hasbro. You're right, though. Most of the stuff that they do under their brand is dreck.
I was in Target yesterday, and I can agree. All right. Let's jump to the other Borg. Asmodee again is releasing Patient Zero. This is a new deduction game from Helvetique, which has the cover and then the picture of the game, they feel slightly mismatched to me, actually.
I have no idea what I'm looking at here. What is happening?
Those people are about to have a giant virus land on their head.
Okay, right.
So it's not a good cover. We can agree on this. I don't know what the heck's going on that cover.
Well, I'm just saying that cover doesn't look like the game. Then the game looks like this medical clinic type thing.
Oh no, I caught it. No, you got me, Asmodee.
Did the virus come from outer space?
Check your wallet.
I mean, why are they looking up?
Where's my money?
Anyway, this game actually sounds interesting.
Yeah.
It does sound interesting because you're making a 3-molecule antidote, save the world, a deduction game. I like that sort of thing. That's intriguing to me. I hope the game is good. So I'm very much looking forward to the game.
Yes, I am too.
All right, now let's jump to finally a different company, Haba. They're also a big company. They're releasing The King of the Dice, the board game. So The King of the Dice was a small game. Have you played this one, Z, The King of the Dice?
No, I just think it's funny. The naming conventions of these things are just funny. You know, there's often like something the dice game. So now The King of the Dice, I'm guessing, was a dice game. They're making the board game.
It's gone the other way.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up online here. The King of the Dice is a card/dice game, which actually looks pretty interesting. I'll have to hunt that one down. It's Haba though, so I'm on board. Period.
So it's a kids game, obviously, right? Because they only do kids. You know,
that is not correct. Actually, they make many games nowadays that aren't kids games.
No, I didn't know that actually.
Now, if it's not the bright yellow box, oftentimes it's not a kids game. It's in that family line.
Like for example,
so go ahead.
They did a series alliance, but Karuba won the Spiel des Jahres, and that's not a kids game.
So Spiel des Jahres weight games, and this certainly doesn't look like a kids game, right? So yes.
I did not know that they do heavy games, but they definitely do family weight games.
Yeah.
Well, they do quality stuff, so I'm happy that they're doing this.
All right, now let's jump to Looney Labs. So they're releasing Flux and Lunacy, which are their two most popular games, with Olympus. They got the license from Zeus himself to put these together.
I don't know why that got me. That's pretty good.
This is okay. This is interesting. It's just funny that they're doing all these IPs, and suddenly they're like, also Greek gods. I'm like, okay, cool.
They've had enough paying for IPs, so they went to the public domain. But Zeus said, you have to pay me anyway.
Well, I think, though, it says here in the thing.
This looks like to me that they found an artist whose artwork they liked, who drew these things already, and they were like, ooh, we want to use this artwork.
Well, actually, that does look to be the case. The artist here is Echo Chernik.
Echo the Dolphin?
You know what? Come to think of it, though, I wouldn't recommend Googling that artist at work. So let's move on. All right, more Flux.
Let me save this for later.
Monica's immediately Googling. All right.
How do you spell that, Echo?
Flux Remix is coming out. This was released. Okay, this came out in March. I must have missed this. This keeps all the keepers from the current edition, but changes the goals. So there's now different combos. Basically, it's Flux 2.0.
Extra Chaos Edition.
Oh, we needed more chaos in Flux. This is a great idea. This is a great idea.
What Flux had was more chaos.
No, this is an insta not buy for me. Come on.
Well, let's go to something else that might be an instant buy for you from Renegade Games. They released a game called Not Wingspan, Birdwatcher. So this is a game about birds, and let's pick up on all that sales that Wingspan is doing, which Jamie Stegmaier, by the way, just released his numbers, and it's almost at 1.5 million copies sold. So again, I don't blame anyone else for making a bird game. Why not?
You got to make a bird game now.
It's coming out December. You are a wildlife photographer taking pictures of birds. That's actually not a very new theme. There's a lot of games out these days that's like, take pictures of animals.
Yeah. So obviously it's a very different game than yeah.
Sure. I don't know that I'm loving the cover. It seems a little odd. The cover's fine, but like the birds are a little off-centered. I don't know. The birds look great on the cards.
I like that composition. I think it's a good-looking composition. I like the old-timey font. It's a good-looking.
I think they needed to separate it from the composition of Wingspan's cover. Therefore, they did, the two birds, I don't know, feeding each other, looking at each other. I don't know. It's very, very pretty, though. All these birds are like Audubon Society, pictures of birds. They're really beautiful.
All right, let's take a look at a trio of games from Catch Up Games, a French publisher. So first we have Les Gardiens de Haversac. I'm not sure what. I'm convinced I mispronounced that. A competitive game in which you're building...
The Gardeners, or what is it?
It's Guardians.
The Gardeners.
It's Guardians,
or the
for
Guardians
sure.
of some place.
It's got to be Guardians
of Le Havre, of the harbor.
The Guardians of Le Havre. That's what we're going to call this one. The Guardians of Le Havre.
Either way, it looks interesting. It looks like there's a bag building mechanism in this, and you're placing stuff on a board. I don't know. This one looks interesting. I want to give this one a whirl. But the one that Z is interested in is our next one, Orichalcum. I don't know why I'm trying to pronounce these.
I think it's either Orichalcum or Orichalcum. There's a C, LC there, Orichalcum. Yeah, because
we're back to Greek gods.
This is from Looney Labs as well, and it is a Bruno Catala game, which is why Tom assumes that I would like it. Don't get me wrong; he is assuming correctly.
Well, this is coming out at the Essen Spiel later this year, and if you're listening to this on our audio show later on, it is not coming from Looney Labs. It's coming from Catch Up. Right. So this is the design team, because Bruno Catala is only one of the designers. Johannes Guppy is the other. And they did Queens to Be or Not to Be. I don't believe I played that game. Have you, Z?
I have indeed. I have. Yeah, it's a simple little flower collection and making patterns of flowers and scoring. It's a very light game, very straightforward and simple, very abstract, Azul-esque kind of game. This looks a little more thematic for sure. It kind of looks like Ishtar a little bit, which is also a Bruno Catala game. So I don't know. I mean, I'm always excited to try out games from Bruno Catala and the people he chooses to work with. Those tend to be good matchups. So yeah, I'll be sure to check this one out.
And the final game from Catch Up, they announced a definitive edition of Paper Tales that includes the base game and 2 expansions. One, the expansion that's already out, another expansion which will also be sold separately, so in case you already own everything. I don't know if this definitive expansion will be in a bigger box or anything. I guess we'll find out once they tell us more.
This used to be in the
Stronghold
catalog.
Game a lot.
Yeah, Paper Tale's good.
Yeah.
I'm looking to pick up the second expansion.
Same here. Big fan of this.
All right, since Asmodee, like I said, they like to buy all the gateway games that are out there, so they are now the exclusive distributor, I think, of Canvas. This is from Road to Infamy Games. This is very popular, did really well on Kickstarter, and they are going to be distributing it in the U.S. and Q2 2022.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Alexander Pfister is redesigning, as far as I can tell, this is a redesign of Mombasa. So it's not the same game. It just says it has Mombasa's DNA. So it's probably Mombasa 2.0. But the theme has been changed. The original theme of Mombasa, a lot of people didn't like that as a colonization of Africa. This has been changed now to Sky Mines. And you are taking companies and you're trying to get Crypt Coin. So I'm sure that as it is an Alexander Pfister game. There is, I believe the formula he uses is 12% theme. So that might be, I might be exaggerating on the high end there.
Yeah, a little high.
This is from Pegasus Spiel. Looking forward to this one. I like a lot of Alexander Pfister's games.
Yeah. He's excellent designer, so this should be interesting the way he's changed it up.
All right, in news that launched many emails to my account, Cosmic Encounter has a new expansion out called Cosmic Odyssey, and people have asked me what I think about this. So let's talk about it a little bit. This is a new expansion. It's a big expansion. They say it's the biggest one that they've released. It adds several aliens, which I'm always excited about. More aliens is good. Interestingly enough, they made up this like alternate timeline or something they're saying where there are other aliens, new versions of older aliens that are either slightly stronger, slightly weaker, or in other words, more balanced. They won't say that, but that's definitely what it is. There's a few aliens that people think that are not very interesting, and it feels like they basically said, we'll fix them. But they're actually from another timeline, so you can still use the original aliens. The biggest part of this expansion is a campaign game. And I got to be frank, I have zero interest in this. Because, no, here's the thing. I love Cosmic Encounter.
You. Yeah.
I play Cosmic Encounter at conventions all the time. I get together 5 people. We play a 6-player game of it. It's fun. But when it's over, I don't go, all right, let's meet again tomorrow to go to the next phase. It doesn't feel like the kind of game that I want to campaign for. Cosmic is like an experience of a game. Not every game needs to be campaign. I don't get it. I mean, I'm not
every game. Every game needs a campaign, Tom.
So the last time before this week that I played Cosmic Encounter, I'm pretty sure it was with you, Tom, in studio, or I think we played it on the air, and it was like 7 years ago, 8 years ago. I don't know if you remember that. And I'm pretty sure like you and I won, or 4 of us won. It was one of those games where like most of the people won and one person lost. I remember it distinctly. It was so much fun. It's a great game. I played it 2 days ago here at the Gathering of Friends. Zev and I won. It's just a great game.
But
it's
did
just
you
a
then
great
want to
game.
go to another stage of the campaign?
Oh, absolutely. I want to play. No, this is like the anti-campaign game. I don't get why you'd want to add this. I mean, unless you like you're a player that literally plays this game constantly, and you're like, hey, why don't we just try this now as a campaign? This is the kind of game, like you said, you play it at a convention, right? Or you'll pick it up off your shelf once a year, or maybe even a few times, but not a game that I want to play over an expanded campaign. I don't get that idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give it a whirl. I'll look at it.
My problem with this is twofold. One, there's a lot of cool stuff in here. Like they expand a lot of the decks that come in previous expansions in this expansion, which I really like. That's something I definitely want to have. Oh, more of this kind of card.
More
shuffle
encounter
into
cards,
the deck.
basically.
Yeah. More of this kind of card that came in this expansion, this module. Right? I like that, but I have to get the entire thing if I want just those parts. And the second thing is, this ain't cheap. This is $60 MSRP.
That's a big expansion.
Yeah, I don't want the legacy stuff or a campaign stuff. I just want all those pieces. So, unfortunately, those things are coupled here.
Yep.
You can buy Cosmic Encounter online right now for $48.
Well, there's no doubt that this, Cosmic Encounter is
the MSRP
is a great
is $70,
game.
so it's okay.
Is it really? Wow. There's no doubt this is a great game, and for people who like a good chaotic game, sort of. This is a phenomenal game. There'll be a lot of people that will get this interesting stuff.
Yeah, I guess my thing is not that it's a campaign as much as just that I think it would be very, very difficult to get a group together for this, as opposed to other games like Pandemic Legacy. Yeah, I could play that with these people. We like playing these games. We play through a campaign. Cosmic, I'm like, hey, you guys want to play a game of Cosmic? Yeah. You want to play next week? No, let's do something else. I just feel, yeah. All right.
I'm with you.
Well, like
Let's
you
move
said,
on.
Tom, just not everything needs a campaign.
Yep.
I'm playing chess the campaign next week. All right.
It's called a tournament.
One of the most maligned games when it comes to how it looks versus how well it's received is the Castles of Burgundy. So that's being fixed. Coming to GameFound is a super deluxe version of this game with beautiful art, 3D pieces. I mean, this is like looking like it might be a Small World deluxe edition. This is pretty impressive.
I saw the one picture of one of the castles, and it looked unbelievably good. Now, I don't own this game, but this is probably going to make me back and get this game because it looks so good.
I'm so confused. One thing I never thought I would hear was the Castles of Burgundy from Awakened Realms.
I know.
What? What are you talking about? Like, I'm just so
It's a little
confounded
incongruous.
by this. What's next? Splendor from Simon? Like, what are you talking about?
Well, this is not for everybody,
Giant
obviously.
boss stretch goals with what, the miniatures?
Yes.
I don't get
I'm
this
giving-
at all. I
I'm
mean,
giving up on this. I'm with you, Z. I like the new artwork a lot, actually, but you're right.
it's great.
Everything has to be humongous and overproduced at this point. I don't know when that wave will break, like when we stop doing that, but for now, that's the way it is.
Yes. And
Again,
if
I
I
guess
don't
if
own
this is
something
your
and I can
favorite-
get a product, if I can get a big produced copy, if I don't own it, I'm happy with that.
yes, but it's just at some point it is overkill. That line does exist. This is Castles of Burgundy here. I played this game. You don't need minis. Does the quality of the one that exists suck? Yeah, kinda. It kinda sucks. You're swinging for the fences the other way here, though.
This is an overcorrection.
Yes, you are definitely you're oversteering into it.
Alrighty, and finally, we knew that Stonemaier Games was coming out with an expansion for video. We now know it's called Viticulture World, and it is a cooperative expansion. So this is something that's not done very often, where a heavier Euro game has a cooperative mode added to it later on. It was done with Orleans. There's an Orleans one. It's not done very often.
Yeah.
So, and this is
Cool.
different designers. There's 7 different continents that you can play through, changing a game each. There will be, we'll
7
learn more, but-
continents?
well,
Did you really
one
say
of those-
7 continents? So we're going to
Yes,
be
but
growing wine on Antarctica? Is that what we're going to be doing
no,
here?
the seventh continent is actually Charterstone,
moon.
the made-up continent that he has in his other game, Charterstone. It's used
that-
as a tutorial.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah, that is true.
Oh, I didn't read that in here. Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
So
Anyway,
we'll learn more about that as time goes by. I'm sure it will sell a billion copies.
it probably will.
Know it.
Well, like he released his numbers, like I said, a few months ago, and
They
his
were
lowest selling game has sold 50,000 copies. That's pretty impressive.
yeah, which is really really impressive. His total sales. I know we didn't. I don't think you covered it. I wasn't here. His sales now put him in a very rarefied company. Let's put it that way. In how big his sales are versus other companies in this industry, like as in number 2, possibly 2
You're
or
allowed.
3.
You're allowed to say Asmodee. We've said it enough. Go ahead.
No,
You
yeah,
said
Asmodee
that.
obviously doesn't even. But like he's in the realm with Simon right now in total top line revenue. That's
Well,
astonishing.
yeah, real quickly, he just said revenue is 24.7 million last
That's right.
year, and that's with 3 employees and 3 part-time employees. That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
That is astonishing. And just to give perspective, for fiscal year 2020, because they haven't released 2021, Simon's revenue was 25 million and some change. So that's amazing. And Simon has
Way more
somewhere
than
around
3
50.
employees.
They have 50 at least. At least. They probably have more than 50 employees worldwide.
Oh, I was wrong. His lowest selling game has sold 42,000. That's Euphoria, actually. But Viticulture has sold 204,000. Scythe has sold 500,000. And Wingspan 1.4.
Yeah.
And even
you mean
Red Rising, which came out last year and was not too critically praised. It got a decent amount of, it was basically a collective, it's okay. And it sold 154,000. I'll sell a game that's okay if I sell 154,000 copies.
Yeah.
Wingspan is the prequel to that Birdwatcher game, right?
Yeah.
All right, folks, that's the news.
Assalamu alaikum. Raiders of the North Sea was one of the first profound games that came out from Garphill Games, in which you will actually get to go out as Vikings, collect resources, and then go on different kind of raids. But the base game was such an easy game that anyone can come and play and had very simple mechanics. But if you want more variety in it or something more from it, then look no further. You can get the story mode season 1 called Saga of the North from BGG file section under Raiders of the North Sea. What this story mode is going to do for you is that it is going to take you on a 10 mission journey in which you are going to play as the different sons of the current Viking clan leader, who is going to, for the clan, some story is going to happen. It's an overarching story, but each mission, other than that, each mission is going to give you slightly different objectives, slightly different game variants in each and every mission. So it adds variety to your base game itself, which is very simple. Plus, there are going to be story blanks in this one. So even though the overall overarching story is fixed, but which characters or which players get to do what is not fixed in this. So based on the outcomes of your previous missions, different characters will get to have different kind of outcomes in the end. And that's what you will get to explore in Saga of the North. If you find this interesting, get it from BGG file section. That's it for me. Happy gaming!
Hey there everyone, it's Jen, the Board Game Librarian, flipping some pages and pushing some cubes with my segment from the page to the table where I pair books and board games together. This week we're taking a look at Interview with the Vampire by Anne Rice, kind of a modern classic now. If you're not familiar with this book takes place in New Orleans throughout a span of history and focuses on a trio of vampires. Of course, Lestrade is Anne Rice's probably most famous character, but we also have Louise and Claudia in here, who are young vampires looking to make their way in the world. The setting of this book really so much takes place in New Orleans. We see New Orleans from its early inception and where they set up in the French Quarter. Anne Rice herself lived in New Orleans, was very, very deeply connected to the city. She had kind of a mansion of sorts that she lived in up until when she died last year. So she was really connected to this city. So a new game, or a game that's on Kickstarter right now that is also very deeply connected to New Orleans and vampires is The Dark Quarter. This was sent to me by Lucky Duck Games and Van Ryder Games, up on Kickstarter right now, 1 to 4 players, and it's a cooperative game. So this is an M rating, folks. This is not going to be for everyone, but if you are a fan of kind of dark horror and mature themes, I think this might be a good one for you because it blends together like Destinies and Chronicles and Crime like they had a baby. So we still have an app-driven game, but you are playing as characters cooperatively and making choices and decisions along the way. It's not as bound by the map as Destiny's was, kind of a little more freeform, but you're still scanning QR codes, making decisions, using skill checks, which was one of the best parts of Destiny. And you're getting this really, really thematic, kind of grisly game that I think you're really going to want to look at. The These games are like in my wheelhouse. I love these kinds of games. So that's on Kickstarter right now. We'll see you next time, friends. Bye.
All right, folks. Thanks so much for watching Board Game Breakfast. We're going to be premiering a top 10 list that we recorded last week at the Spring Spectacular, our top 10 games for the classroom. That'll be premiered later on this afternoon. We got other videos going up. I hope you enjoy them. Enjoy spring. It's here in most places anyway. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel.
I'm Z Garcia.
I'm Stephen Bonacore.
Have fun.
Have fun
watching birds.
Watching birds. I said the same thing.